The regular season is officially behind us. The playoffs are about to start. So I want to talk a little bit about the teams who made it. Do we feel the right teams made the cut? Because I personally feel Bubba Wallace should be there. It's unfortunate, kind of what you guys just explained.
I think when you look at look at all this with the emphasis that is put on winning. I mean, these guys all went out to win, and when you look at Ty Gibbs and Martin Truex, who had the most points, I mean they put together the best 26 races from a point standpoint. And I think, looking at the cars that are running good right now, that are better than some of those cars that made it, they didn't win.
Right.
And, as much as we talk about points and today we're just going to talk about the system. And if you don't win, you put yourself in a vulnerable position to not make the playoffs. I've been on both sides of that. And that's what, Chris Buescher, he knew it at the first Darlington. He knew how important winning that race was at Darlington that day. And he knew leaving there that he was missing an opportunity. You go back and you look at Kyle Busch, started at the Daytona 500, had an opportunity in position to win, gets taken out. We go to Vegas, pit crew just fumbles all over the place 3 times and he's out. And, we could go and name 4 or 5 other guys that probably were in position to do that. You look at Martin Truex.
Mm-hmm.
He hung on by the skin of his teeth. But think about how many races he was in contention to win. Ty Gibbs, same thing. But instead, now you're in the position that you're in, almost missing.
So we're seeing the points now, obviously the reset. And the biggest thing that catches my eye is how tight it already is.
Yeah.
I mean, it is exciting because that's what we want to see, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we want. I mean, and so let's look at this, right? Larson's 35 up and then was Reddick. Reddick's 23 up, and he won the regular season points.
Right.
That's why when I said what I said on the show, I think last week about
he got 15 points for that.
Right. He got 15 points.
12.
And I said on the show last week, I wouldn't mind if you got by rounds, because everyone was like, well, a lot of people on social were like, well, 15 points, that's so much. Does that look like so much to you on that?
Yeah.
On that? We got Atlanta round 1. Like, that can be gone in an instant. So you're not promised the next round just because you win that. And this just shows how close these guys are and how great the racing is.
And when you look at those points and you look at Kyle Larson's total, he missed a whole race.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But it also shows how fast and dominant they've been in a lot of places this year throughout the 26 races throughout the regular season. Yeah. So those 35 points are sure he got the 12 points for the regular season championship payout. For points. But think about how many stages he won, how many laps he led, how many races he won. That also has that body of work in these point standings that reflect not only your regular season standings, but how your car has been in all these stages and the points that you've accumulated throughout the year. So it's a very interesting system. But I think when you look at the points and how tight they are, this is a different start to the playoff.
It's never been like this.
Never. Yeah. It's the points have been like this. They haven't ever gone to Atlanta at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 80 degrees, and you're going to be super speedway racing, knowing that you got to hold that thing down that pedal down as much as you can to go fast. And I think we're going to see a wild card race like we hadn't seen before. And this is not your Talladega or Daytona that we're going
to. Different. You got to have maneuverability.
Let's talk about the complexion of this round a minute, because you just referenced it. Atlanta is first, then we go to Watkins Glen, then Bristol. 3 very different racetracks. So what do you think we're going to see just from this first crop of races?
My approach has always been this. Let's go to the first one and see how we are.
Okay.
See when you go when you get done with the first race and I think going to Atlanta, I think you have to be aggressive. You got to put yourself in a position to where you have track position, race at the front of the pack if you have that opportunity. If your car's crap and it's not handling good or you have something wrong, then you got to go into a little bit of defense mode and be smart about who you're around, what you're doing. Okay, we're slow, so let's concentrate on handling. Let's concentrate on whatever we need to be from a track position standpoint if our car is too slow and we've got too much downforce in the car, because that's really the trick at Atlanta. And I don't think you want to get too far ahead of yourself.
Okay.
From having an ultimatum plan, because I think it changes. I think you have to be able to adapt to what happens one week and go to the next week to know how you need to race. We heard Buescher talk about, well, you got to know we don't care about anything but winning. Well, that's fine, but there are multiple ways to survive these first round, of playoffs, and I think the second round and the third round are a little bit different from what you need to do. But this first round, you can survive off of just being smart.
I have a couple questions I want to pose to you guys now that we're at the start of the playoffs. First one being, who do you believe will be the teams that are eliminated first?
I saved it on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you ready?
Well, Kevin can go
Kevin
first.
knew this is coming. Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
you ready?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you
go first.
Do you need to look at the points?
It just went away.
No, I know.
It went away.
I know, it went away. Do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I think Harrison Burton's out.
Yeah.
I think that they did a fabulous job of getting themselves in position, but you still have this Atlanta factor that goes with this, right? We saw a 3-wide finish with Kyle Busch was in that finish, right? That changed Daniel Suarez's season. So I think that it's Suarez out, Harrison Burton's out. I think you're going to have a surprise. I think Alex Bowman is out.
Ooh.
And who else?
I'm going Austin, Cindric, Burton, Briscoe, Suarez.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I want Briscoe to continue the momentum, and he may well do that, but those are probably mine.
I think I got HB unless he wins at Atlanta, which Fords have been so fast at Atlanta, they almost have sat on the pole every time we go there. With this configuration, I think Daniel Suarez, the 99, just hasn't really had the speed, but maybe since they're the only car in, they'll get some help.
That's true.
And a boost
And
from
he's
the
good on a
teammate.
road
But,
course.
Looking at it, I think Cindric, they make a lot of mistakes. The team does. Like take away the speed part, the execution of not getting penalties.
Last Daytona.
Yeah, they just end up having a lot of mistakes. So I think that might bite them. And MTJ, man, like,
no, you're not going to do it.
Well,
it's either him or Ty.
Yeah. You think it's going to be him or Ty?
Because like they have a struggle with finishing the races where they're running. It seems like
he's pretty good at some of these tracks.
Yeah, he's good. He's good at them. Like I wouldn't put it past him to win one, but like if I'm just looking at from what the year has been, they're in position. Something happens to the end.
Yeah,
like backing your way into the playoffs. That's not great.
Yeah.
Ty did a great job all day, but he got in a wreck too. Like that, those things happen to them a lot.
I can't do it. I want Martin to advance.
I know. and I think that a lot of this is going to come down to what happens at Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for those two guys, I think a lot of this for Ty Gibbs and Martin Truex, a lot of this is going to come down to whether they finish Atlanta or not.
Okay, so big premium on the Atlanta race is
Martin's
what I'm
going to have to
hearing.
be aggressive at Atlanta.
And not make a mistake on lap 3.
Looking at this real quick too. Sorry, KB.
It's okay.
If other than outside of like Hamlin, and then I'd put the 14 in this too, because the 14 has nothing to lose. So I feel like they're just going to throw everything at it. But those other guys have been fast enough to win week in and week out, so they can race a little bit differently.
Okay.
Point.
So that's the negative side. Now, who is our early championship pick? Because this is the
I'm
time.
sticking to my guns, Denny Hamlin.
That's right. We already knew yours. He called it. And where race were we at that you said that?
I don't know.
Driver 11. Okay.
Driver 11.
I'm driver 5. I feel like we're
going back-to-back championships, baby. We ain't seen this.
Okay, so we have 3 different picks. All right, so you're going 11. I'm going
champ.
Kyle Larson, and you're going the 12. Okay, there you have it. You guys want to elaborate at all on your picks, or that's enough?
I just think that there's I think when Denny looks at the way that they've run this year, the way that they ran at Phoenix, he's got to know that he's running out of shots. And I think when he sees that regular season trophy sitting in the shop at 2311, I just got to believe that there's some sort of motivation there. And I think when he and Gabehart look at all the things that they have accomplished and been together and can do, I think that experience of being able to have been there before, I just think that eventually it's got to happen.
Yeah. I would say for Kyle Larson and company, they're ones that have been there before and been able to get it done. They're leading in a bunch of categories right now.
Yeah.
Lots of momentum going into the postseason. It's just hard to count out Kyle Larson. You know he's going to do whatever it takes along with his crew chief. The pit crew was on fire yesterday, I might add. So I don't know. I'm going.
Tell us
why
the 12 is going to win. I'm super excited to hear.
You have a lot of good reasoning, both of you, as to why. I mean, his is kind of like, well, he just has to win because he has to win because he's been there or whatever. Yours makes sense because, I mean, Larson has won a championship already, at least. But listen, what have you done for me lately? And lately, the 12 has been there, and he did it. He won the championship the last time. When they went to Phoenix the last 2 years in the championship round, he finished second in both times, right? Look, man.
You just said it. You just said it. What has he done for me lately?
Won you a championship.
Yeah, but what has he done for you lately? That's
season?
over. That's old news.
Listen,
It's old news.
Well, that's how we got to this point.
We're getting started. We're getting started by wrecking on lap 5.
Well, no, Truex wrecked on lap 5. We just happen to be there.
Either way, you're in it.
We just happen to be there.
It's all about the old Mo at this point.
If I'm
gotta have the
they've been fast. They've been
The old
really
Mo.
fast.
I like
If I'm worried about anyone, I am worried about Kyle Larson in the 5.
Yeah.
What?
The 5 has been
You're
dominant
not
all
worried.
year. No, I am worried.
Yeah.
If I'm that's who I think you're racing against.
I see.
Like, I think the 12 is going to win, but that's who I feel like they're racing.
And the other thing is, I thought at moments, outside of this whole conversation, at moments that 24 car,
I know.
Moments.
Yeah.
he had moments
Especially
where he
at the beginning
had
of
the
the year.
speed.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, if somebody like that, that hasn't had that momentum like William Byron has had going into the playoffs, somebody who hasn't had it, has a bad run at Atlanta, it'll be lights out.
I cannot wait for it.
It'll be lights out
Yep.
for somebody like for somebody like that.
Hey race fans, thanks for watching our video. For all NASCAR on Fox News, content, and the best clips from Fox Sports, be sure to follow and subscribe to our channel.